this is the 49th annual convention of the Association of Black Psychologists. And so obviously then we're approaching our 50th anniversary, and so this is a very critical conference as we begin to prepare for our 50th, the celebration of our 50th anniversary next year. And we have a theme this year of Our Roots, Our Future. And with that theme, I think it invites us to really begin to appreciate the foundation, those who have made the sacrifices and in order for this association to still be here for almost 50 years, and to begin to examine what kind of a future we think that we need to be crafting to ensure that we have an Association of Black Psychologists for the next 50 to 100 years. And also to ensure that we are able to move forward with the mission that we have established. And that mission, of course, is to liberate the African mind, to empower the African character, and to enliven and illuminate the African spirit. So it's time, I believe, for us to begin to take all the work that these brilliant minds have been doing over the last 49 years and begin to make that work available to our community and to African people throughout the diaspora. Well, actually, we have a lot of different workshops and presentations that are going on that address a number of different areas of psychology, from school to community, that focus on different populations, women, men, children, LGBTQ, and so we have quite a variety that address topics like neuropsychology, stress. We cover the gamut as far as those things that are affecting the mental health of people of African ancestry. I received my degree in clinical psychology. I refer to myself as a clinical community psychologist because a lot of the work that I do in the community, and I recognize the importance of the community in terms of the impact that it has on our mental health. Yeah, that's what I do. Right, yes. Well, we know now, and there's all kinds of research that is revealing the fact that trauma gets passed down from one generation to the other. We also know that trauma influences how our brains develop, and it alters how our brains develop and how they function. And that we, a lot of times, are responding to this trauma that's been passed down from one generation to the next that keeps us from being able to be who we really are, that interferes with us on a physical level, on a mental level, a spiritual level. I mean, it has a negative impact on us on all levels. So if we are going to be able to function and to have the kind of relationships that we feel are desirable in our community, we have to begin to address the trauma. We have to do that healing work first, because a lot of what happens in our communities is actually we are reacting to that unresolved trauma, and we react in relationship to those who are nearest to us. You know, we take out our anger, our hurt, all of our suffering on each other, as opposed to directing it at the sources of the pain and suffering that we've experienced. 1968, and this was, there was a conference, American Psychological Association conference that was going on in San Francisco. And some of our founders who were attending that conference got together. They recognized that the agenda of the APA, as we know it, was not anything that was going to address the needs and the interests and the issues that were affecting people of African ancestry. And so that group of people, students and professionals alike, came together and decided that we needed to create our own association that was going to be committed to addressing the issues of people of African ancestry. Well, I think, for one thing, we don't make a separation between science and spirituality. In fact, probably as science progresses, it begins to appreciate spirit. And so there's no distinction. Within the association, we try to, throughout all the activities that we engage in, we try to regularly acknowledge spirit through the rituals that we engage in and the various initiatives that we are undertaking. Well, I think that as far as the conference is concerned, that we invite everybody to come and to take part in that. We have a community day on Saturday, which will offer the workshops and programs that are going on that day at a significantly reduced rate so that our community can participate in it and benefit from the knowledge of these brilliant minds that we have in the association. We have to begin to get to know who we really are as people of African ancestry. Not what the media portrays about who we are, but who we really are. And that means that we have to do a lot more studying. We have to, as was pointed out this evening in our plenary, that we have to get to know also the people in our families, our ancestors, and the roles that they have played in helping to shape the kind of lives that we have at this particular point. Our ancestors on a personal level or biological level, as well as our cultural ancestors. We have to address, as you mentioned earlier, the personal trauma